going to explain you about the tests for the hemostasis. Competency: list the tests for the hemostasis. We are going to perform the test to assess the temporary hemostasis and the definitive hemostasis. In again definitive hemostasis, to get to know about the intrinsic pathway defective or the extrinsic pathway defective or not. First we will go with the temporary hemostatic plug formation defects. We have 4 tests: bleeding time, capillary fragility test, platelet aggregation test, platelet adhesiveness test. Firstly, the bleeding time. It is to assess the platelet numbers and the functions. And I am not going to tell you about the whole procedure because we are making a dedicated video on that. We have practical on this bleeding time. In Duke method, it is around 1 to 5 minutes, and in IV method, it is around 5 to 11 minutes. Now next comes the capillary fragility test. What is fragility? It is telling us something that is rupturing or not. Okay, so we are here measuring the ability of the capillaries to withstand the increased pressure. So procedure: we are pressurizing the capillaries by inflating the BP cup at 100 mm of Hg for more than 5 minutes. Then there occurs the petechiae. These are the lesions on the skin that happen due to the increased permeability of the capillaries. If petechiae appear less than 10, then it is said to be normal. If they are more than 10, then there might be capillary weakness or the increased platelets, or it may be both. Next test is platelet aggregation test. Here we are measuring the platelet aggregation property. When we suspect something there is dysfunction with the platelets, then we are going to assess with the help of platelet aggregation test. We have instruments here: aggregometer that senses the intensity of the light. Firstly, we are taking the aggregating agent, then we are suspending the platelets in that aggregating agent. Due to the property of the platelet, they are going to aggregate. This causes the turbidity. When we send or pass a beam of light through that material, then there is diffraction occurs and intensity is getting reduced, and this is sensed by aggregometer. They are going to tell us how much is the platelet aggregation property. Next comes the platelet adhesiveness test. This is also platelet property. Adhesiveness is the property of the platelet. It is to measure the ability of platelets to adhere to glass surfaces. As we mentioned here, glass surface, we need some glass tubes. These glass tubes are containing some glass beads. Firstly, we will taking the anticoagulated blood and we will pass through these tubes. Once we pass through these tubes, we will again check the platelet numbers. Initially, we will note the platelet number and we will take it as sample 1, and then later we will take it as sample 2, and we are going to check out the percentage. Sample 2 by sample 1 into 100 gives the percentage that will be normal within the range of 75 to 95%, and it's non-specific test because it might not clearly mention what is problem with the adhesiveness. Next comes the assessment of the defects in the definitive hemostatic plug formation. We have 8 tests here: clotting time, prothrombin time, prothrombin consumption test, partial thromboplastin time, activated partial thromboplastin time, thrombin time, plasma recalcification time, and the clot retraction time. One thing, I have not divided them into intrinsic and extrinsic. You need to divide them after this video. Okay, clotting time. Again, not I am going to tell the procedure. because we are going to make a separate video on that. It is routinely performed before any surgical procedure. We have two methods, capillary tube method and the Lee-White method. Lee-White method is the venipuncture method, and in capillary tube method we are going to prick our fingers with the lancet. Okay, it is said it is normal within the 2 to 8 minutes, and in Lee-White method it is normal within the 5 to 12 minutes, and it is said to be prolonged in Lee-White method if it is exceeding more than 10 minutes. In both cases there is deficiency of clotting factors and we need further investigations. Now we will investigate prothrombin consumption test. So as the word says, prothrombin is getting consumed. It is to determine the quantity of the prothrombin remaining in the serum after clot is formed. So prothrombin is converted to thrombin in our process of the blood coagulation. So what we are assessing here is that the remaining prothrombin after the clot is formed. So when there is increased prothrombin, we are saying that clot is not properly formed or there is any defect with the stage 1 coagulation, because this is the stage 2 of our blood coagulation. Increased serum prothrombin says that there is platelet deficiency that may be quantitative or the qualitative. Next comes the prothrombin time. It detects the integrity of the stage 2 clotting factor, clotting process. Okay, the procedure. We are getting the tissue thromboplastin from the rabbit brain emulsion, and we are adding this with the calcium, and this calcified thromboplastin is incubated in the plasma in presence of the factor 7. Then there forms the clot. It is said to be normal in range of 12 to 16 seconds. It is prolonged in deficiencies of the factor 2, 5, 7 and 10. If you observe these are the extrinsic pathway factors, right? And if you clearly observe this procedure, it is extrinsic pathway itself, because see here there is factor 3, right? Then there is factor 7. In plasma there will be factor 10. So we are assessing the extrinsic pathway. So platelet time PT is for the assessment of the extrinsic pathway. Next comes the partial thromboplastin time. It detects the integrity of the stage 1 clotting factors. Again here we are taking the partial thromboplastin from the rabbit brain with the help of chloroform extract, and we are incubating that in the plasma. Then there is the formation of the clot. It is said to be normal within the range of 60 to 80 seconds, and it is prolonged in the deficiencies of the one or more clotting factors. Factor 12, 11, 9, 8, 10, 5th, 2nd and the 1. So if you observe these are the intrinsic factors. So definitely this test must be for assessing the intrinsic factor. Prothrombin time, extrinsic, and the PTT, that is partial prothrombin time, that is intrinsic defective pathway assessment. Next comes the activated partial thromboplastin time, APTT. It is more reliable test than the PTT. So there must be something specialization we are making to make it the more reliable test. What is that specialization? Let's check the procedure. We are getting partial thromboplastin from the rabbit brain, and we are again incubating in contacting agent, the kaolin. So this is the specialization we are making in this test. So then there is optimal activation of the intrinsic coagulation factors, and we will add excessive of the calcium, and then there is a formation of clot. it is said to be normal within the range of 35 to 40 seconds, and it is prolonged in the deficiencies of a factor. These are the intrinsic factors. It is mainly estimated in the hemophilias. What are the factors of the hemophilia? Hemophilia A, factor 8 deficiency, 9B, and then the 11C. Okay, next comes the thrombin time. It is to assess the integrity of the stage 3 of the blood coagulation. So what is the stage 3? Fibrinogen to fibrin. What we required for this formation of the fibrinogen to fibrin? We required thrombin. So in thrombin test, we are going to add thrombin to the plasma in presence of calcium. It's very simple. And there is the formation of the clot. It is said to be normal within the range of 15 to 20 seconds, and is prolonged in when there is decreased fibrinogen or dysfunctional fibrinogen. Now next comes the plasma recalcification time, and it is to assess the efficiency of the intrinsic system of coagulation. The procedure: we are adding calcium to the citrated plasma and the clot is formed. It is said to be normal within the range of 100 to 150 seconds in platelet rich plasma and 135 to 240 seconds in the platelet poor plasma, and it is prolonged in intrinsic factor deficiencies. As we already know, it is specialized for the intrinsic system because we are checking out the efficiency. Next comes the clot retraction time. The procedure is not explained here because I made a separate video. Just check it out in the I button. Timings: it starts within the 30 seconds after the clot formation, and it reaches 50% at the end of 1 hour, and it completely forms within 1 day. You can take it as 18 to 24 hours, and it is said to be prolonged if the clot retraction doesn't reach 50% at the end of 1 hour. It happens in Glanzmann thrombosthenia and platelet deficiencies. Glanzmann thrombosthenia, there is deficiency of the glycoprotein 2B and 3A receptors. Thanks for watching video completely. If you have any doubt, please drop down them in the comment box. Stay happy, study well.